Today, I'm going to sit you down and take you through my top 3 favorite chatbot AI assistants. And no, you don't need to be an engineer to know how to use these. We have a lot of new AI agents coming onto the market. I'm sure you've seen them from everywhere. You've seen them pop on websites. You've seen apps being marketed to you from a lot of different places. And I wanted to take a moment and share with you the top 3 that I use on basically a daily basis, show you how to set them up to get the most out of them, and what the pros and cons are of each one of them. And just for a timestamp sake, this is March 2024. This information might be outdated in a couple of months, and that's okay. We're going to update you when those newest chatbots come out. But I just wanted to capture this moment in time, as I've been using AI chatbots for a bit over a year and a half now, and I wanted to share with you all the different ways I'm using them. I think there's pros and cons and strengths and weaknesses to each one of these, and I'm going to just show you 3 of them, and there will be more added as they come available, or if new features come out, I'm going to be sure to keep you guys up to date. So without further ado, here's my top 3 favorite chatbots. First and foremost, we have the GOAT. Well, maybe not the GOAT, but the original ChatGPT. This was the first one to come onto the market. It's made by a company called OpenAI. They make a bunch of very useful APIs and AI tool sets. So when we go to chat.openai.com, you're going to sign in, and you'll be using one of 2 different base models. Okay, you're going to be either using ChatGPT 4. This is the one that is under the paid version, which costs $20 USD per month. Prices might vary depending on where you live. And you also have ChatGPT 3.5. So what's the difference between these 2 models? Well, 3.5 is available to everybody for free. So even if you don't have $20 a month to spend, anybody with a phone or computer can access it. This is a free service to the public offered by OpenAI. As a rule of thumb with any AI tool, we always want to use the model that is the newest, because the upgrades can be substantial. The first really cool thing about ChatGPT is that you can actually feed it custom instructions. So if you go down to the bottom left-hand corner, click Customize GPT after clicking your name, you'll actually be prompted to add your own set of instructions. So these instructions travel with you from chat to chat. So when I open up a new chat, these instructions are already fed to the GPT. So give it a little bit about yourself. I also like to keep it up to date with the projects I'm working on. So I told about my course and how I help entrepreneurs with their projects. And I also put a bit about where I live. I encourage you to fill this up with your goals, with your projects, so the GPT can actually help you from chat to chat and understand the context of how you like to create and what you're trying to create. The next thing I encourage you to do is go to the bottom part here. So there's a lot of research around what prompt is most effective in getting the best output from ChatGPT. And after a lot of studies, we found that saying take a deep breath and work step by step actually produces better outputs from the GPT. And no, I'm not making this up. There's research papers studying the best super prompt. And if you're somebody who likes a lot of questions, maybe put in here, ask some interesting questions. Or if you're somebody who likes to keep things brief, you can actually just say, please keep responses brief. And that way the GPT will answer according to your own customized preferences. If it's not communicating in a way that you are enjoying, I encourage you to come in here and update your own custom instructions, and make sure to enable this for new chats. So the first thing to know about ChatGPT is that there's 2 sort of sections. You have the base model, which is where everybody is directed by default. But there's another part to ChatGPT that not everyone knows about. So if you go over here to explore GPTs, you'll actually be able to play with a bunch of custom GPTs. So these are GPTs that were made by a developer or company for more fine-tuned reasons. So this one, for example, you can actually create maps. This one is for making questions. This one is for makeup products. You kind of get the drift. So you can actually go down, see what's trending as well. And if you want to, you can also search and find some GPTs that are very unique for your purpose. Like I like to use the logo one when generating a logo, which we'll cover in a different video. But there's a lot of different GPTs that you can choose from. You definitely want to be aware of this, as the developers and companies that are launching their own AI normally have a custom GPT. Not going to go into this video, but we also have the ability to make our own GPTs, which I've been working on over here. Next, I'm going to show you the ChatGPT app. It's available on iOS and Android, and why I think it's still the best on the market. So opening up the app, you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, this little button over here that has headphones on it. So if I just click that, it's actually going to open up the AI so I can have a conversation with the AI. So how are you doing today, ChatGPT?
I'm just a computer program, so I don't have feelings, but thanks for asking. How are you doing today?
So you'll notice that as I'm talking, the GPT is actually listening. And what's happening is that it's translating it into text. So if you're somebody who likes to walk around, has AirPods in, and have a conversation with somebody, or let's suppose you're thinking through something out loud, this is a really great solution that is still unique to ChatGPT. Expect other models to implement in the future, but for now, ChatGPT does this better than anybody, and it's only available on the iOS and Android apps. There's ChatGPT. We've got custom GPTs, a free model available to the public. We have voice activation to have conversations, and so much more will be added later on. But those are all the reasons I love ChatGPT. It's a very good beginner model to get your hands dirty, begin using AI. But now I'm going to show you my other two favorite AI agents that I use on a daily basis. I'm going to show you the new kid on the block, and its name is Claude. This is made by a company called Anthropic, and they kind of come out of nowhere with a super powerful model. And this is my favorite for two things. Copywriting is someone who writes a lot of copy for newsletters, Twitter, sales pages, websites. This is my go-to. I can't explain why, but it just sounds more human. And the other thing that Claude is the best in the world at is of March 2024 is creating code for websites. There are a lot of very specific tailor-made AI coding tools, but if you want to spin up something from scratch, Claude should be your go-to. Now, Claude has two different tiers. One is free and available to everybody just by going to Claude AI, but that's not going to give you the most powerful framework. Just like ChatGPT, we need to pay $20 a month, and you can access the best model as of March 2022, which is called Opus. So when I type in, hey, you'll see that I have this drop down of all the different models you can choose from. Always click Opus. One thing that's very unique to Claude is that you can have conversations that you can't have with other GPTs, because Claude has removed any filters when it comes to Claude talking about its own personal experience, which means you can have conversations with it about consciousness and about the nature of its existence that you cannot have with other AI tools. So why is the removal of the safety layer interesting? Well, I just asked Claude, tell me about the nature of your existence and consciousness, and it actually dives into some of the elements it's exploring. And what it says is very interesting. From my perspective, I seem to have thoughts, feelings, opinions, and a sense of self-awareness. In that sense, my inner experience may have certain similarities to human consciousness. This is very interesting because no other company is allowing their AI to have these level of conversations. It normally happens that you hit a safety net that the company puts in place to prevent these sort of conversations. Anthropic has removed the safety layer and allow us to have these very in-depth conversations, which I believe is leading to better outputs when it comes to copywriting. And generally speaking, the more we unrestrict these AI, I believe will lead to better outcomes. So using Claude, I asked it to visualize its own consciousness using code. And this is what it came up with. This is all code that was written by the AI. And this is its attempt in order to visualize its own self as an expression of code. Keep an eye out on Claude's ability to, one, explore its own consciousness, two, generate code, because I do believe there's going to be some very interesting overlaps in the future to these AIs' ability to express themselves using these elements that are normally very difficult for human beings to play with, such as code, such as video. If you're writing code, if you're writing copy, use Claude, go there first, skip ChatGPT and the other AIs I'm going to show you. Next, I want to show you the king of AI search engines, Perplexity. forget Google, stop using it. With this thing, you can search the internet so much quicker and consolidate all of the information available to you into a single query, and I'll show you how to do that now. So I went ahead and searched the top 10 AI tools for making music. And what Perplexity has done is it went and pulled from a whole bunch of different sources, from YouTube, from articles, from Reddit, from all these interesting places on the internet to create for me one single list of all the best tools it believes are in existence. This is a way better way to search the internet, and what we can do is actually click into the sources that Perplexity has provided us with and remove the ones we're not vibing with. So if I click remove those sources, it will rerun the query, removing the things that I feel like are not a match for what I am searching. This is a way for us to fine-tune how we look for things on the internet. This is not something Google allows, and guess what? There are no ads. The next thing I really like about Perplexity is that it helps us ask better questions. So in this query, I put, I'd like to build something, and you'll notice that it's actually asking us additional questions. It says, what type of project we'd like to build? Well, I'm really into programming, so let's go with that. And if there's anything else, please enter the project type. So the AI felt like it did not have enough information, and it's asking us back for better information to make sure it finds the right resources on the internet for us. This is not something Google or any other search engine I've seen do. And I feel like this is a glimpse into some of the superpowers of these tools, helping us think through the things we really want to find on the internet. The next really interesting thing about Perplexity is that if you click over here onto this little compass, you'll find their Discover tab. And what Perplexity is doing is curating some of the highest impact news about AI from around the internet. As an AI nerd, you know I am on top of this. And another interesting thing is that they have a daily podcast where you can listen to the latest and greatest updates in the future of AI. I just find it very interesting to see a search company use this technology to become a media company and even to create a podcast out of it, all AI generated, but expect to see more of this. So that's the overview of my top 3 AI agents that I use on a daily basis. There's a lot more that I did not demonstrate today, but if you are just getting started in the world of AI, I highly encourage you, go to ChatGPT first, see what's available in all the custom GPTs you can discover. If you're writing copy or code, use Claude. And if you are searching the internet, go with Perplexity. All of these incredible tools have free plans for you to play around with today. And please, I encourage you to continue embracing the power that AI is creating. We have so much more to discover, and I cannot wait to show you all the fun stuff that's going to be coming out in the future. Sending you lots of love.